Could the Golden State Warriors be heading for a disruption in team chemistry? With a 12-man rotation and a new wave of personalities, could someone's frustration ignite tension within the squad? Steph Curry's recent comments hint at a deeper issue. Was he calling out a teammate, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? The Warriors might have won big on opening night, but behind the scenes, could one player's potential frustration threaten their championship aspirations? Let's dive into the potential issues facing the Warriors this season, the power struggles behind the scenes, and what it all means for the team's championship hopes. There's no way Steph Curry slammed Klay Thompson in the media, right? Surely he must have meant something else. They've been like brothers for years, so when people heard this, it could have made Klay upset. No agendas, no egos. It's not your night. You can't let your bad energy bring the team down. After all, we all know how Klay acted last year, moping around, angry at everything. His vibe was almost as destructive to the Warriors as Draymond's suspensions. It was that bad. However, now, Klay's gone, and Steph is like, yeah, you can't have that bad energy around here. In fact, the only person with bad energy was Klay, and now he's gone. It's smooth sailing from here. At first glance, this could easily be seen as a direct shot at Klay, but here's the twist. He's not talking about Klay Thompson. So, on opening night, Steve Kerr ran a 12-man rotation, which was a bit unusual. Normally, a coach sticks to a 10-man rotation, but Kerr said that everyone played so well in the preseason that he decided to give everyone a chance. The starters were Steph, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, and Trayce Jackson-Davis. Off the bench, there was Buddy Hield, Gary Payton, Kevon Looney, Bran Pinsky, DeAnthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, and Moses Moody. Everybody got minutes. It worked great. The Warriors won 139-104. But here's the thing. In the NBA, minutes equal stats, and stats equal money. So what's a coach's main tool for punishing a player? Taking away their minutes. But in this case, it wasn't a punishment. It was more of a reward for the guys at the end of the bench. Still, if everyone's playing, it means fewer minutes for the big stars. So who could Steph be talking about? Who might cause trouble in the locker room? Well, Jonathan Kuminga has already voiced frustration about his playing time for years. Steve Kerr held him back because the Warriors were focused on winning, not developing. In his first 2 years, Kuminga averaged 17 and 21 minutes per game. During the Warriors' 2022 title run, he only played 8 minutes a game. Now compare that to other guys in his draft class. Josh Giddey, picked just before Kuminga, played 32 and 31 minutes a night. Franz Wagner, picked right after Kuminga, played 31 and 33 minutes. So, Kuminga went public, saying, "Sometimes I come out of the game not knowing what I did, and that messes with my head. It's like, what do they want me to do?" He even mentioned he had lost faith in Steve Kerr. Kerr responded by giving him more responsibility. Before complaining, Kuminga was averaging 13 points a game, 4 boards, and 1 assist. After getting more minutes, he bumped those numbers up to 18 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, and more efficiency. But here's the problem. Kuminga played well while Draymond Green was suspended. But once Draymond returned, it didn't go as smoothly. The Warriors struggled with lineups that included Kuminga, Draymond, and a traditional center like Looney or Trayce Jackson-Davis, 3 players who can't shoot. In today's NBA, that's a problem. So, when Kuminga got injured late in the season and missed 6 games, the Warriors went 5-1. Kerr benched him and said, "What Kuminga needs to focus on is becoming more versatile. Can he play small forward? Can he shoot?" Now, that's a big question. Maybe he can, but his performance in Game 1 was rough. He scored 10 points on 3 of 9 shooting, and he missed both of his 3-point attempts. In other words, there's still work to be done. So, it wasn't about Klay. The thing is, Steph knows Jonathan Kuminga could be a real problem if things don't work out. You know, it's great to get drafted by the Warriors, a team that's always winning, right? Kuminga won a championship as a rookie, but the guy picked right after him, Franz Wagner, was thrown into the spotlight on a rebuilding team and earned a max contract. Kuminga, though, just got denied a new deal by Golden State. He wanted more than $30 million, but the Warriors said, "You're not worth that." And Kuminga probably thinks, well, maybe I would be if you just give me a chance to show what I can do. So, he's under pressure. It's not really his fault. He needs those minutes to put up the stats that get him paid. So when Steph hears about the 12-man rotation, he's like, uh-oh, this could cause some problems. And it looks like Steph is sending a message to Kuminga through the media. Let's talk about where Kuminga might end up if things go south for him. But what about Klay Thompson? Because he wasn't just good in his Mavericks debut, he was historic. Klay set a record for the most threes in a Mavs debut with 6, adding 22 points, 7 boards, and 1 assist. But Klay is back, baby. Still, back to what? His pre-injury self? Come on. The problem with Klay isn't hitting threes or having a good game here and there. It's about consistency. This is a guy who dropped 35 points off the bench last year against the Jazz. In the biggest game of the season for the Warriors, the play-in game, Jonathan Kuminga went 0 for 10. But forget about the Splash Brothers this year. It's all about the Splash Buddy. The Warriors now have Steph Curry and Buddy Hield. In just 15 minutes, Buddy scored 22 points, hitting 5 of 7 from beyond the arc and grabbing 5 rebounds. This might be the perfect setup for Buddy, a motion offense that needs his three-point shooting and quickness. He's got teammates who know how to set him up in the right spots, and a coach who designs plays specifically for an elite shooter like Buddy. But here's the issue. If Steve Kerr starts relying more on Buddy Hield than Kuminga, things could get tricky. One of the reasons Kuminga hasn't gotten a new contract is because a trade might be coming. If Kuminga got a new deal, he'd have a poison pill contract, which makes trading him much harder. So instead, the Warriors could package Kuminga with another player and some picks to upgrade their roster. But there's a risk involved. Kuminga is about to become a restricted free agent, which means another team could offer him a contract. And if it's too much for the Warriors to match, they might lose him. Teams with enough cap space to make a run at Kuminga include the Nets, Hornets, Wizards, Rockets, and Pelicans. Would Kuminga want to go to a struggling team like the Nets or Wizards? Well, yeah, for the right money. In fact, he's just 22 years old, with a lot of potential, so the Warriors could lose him for nothing if another team swoops in. If that happens, a trade becomes almost certain. At the end of the day, if a player isn't getting the opportunity they need, they might consider moving on to find a better chance elsewhere. So, what could the Warriors get in return? They've already tried to land some big stars. In fact, Steph even mentioned that most teams probably won't help them out. He called it punishment for the Warriors being so good for so long. For example, the Warriors were involved in talks for Karl Anthony Towns but couldn't get a deal done. They also made several offers for Paul George and Lauri Markkanen but got nothing back. So who else could the Warriors target? The most realistic name is Jimmy Butler. He's already been linked to Golden State this summer, and there have been some issues in Miami. They didn't extend him, and things have started off slow. If the situation continues to go downhill, a trade might be in the cards. The unrealistic option? Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, that would have to wait until after the season, not during the trade deadline. But no team is under more pressure than the Milwaukee Bucks right now. They've gone all in, and even Giannis himself said before the season, yeah, if we don't win a championship, I might get traded. At any given moment, if you don't succeed, that might be it for us. If you don't do a good enough job, you're out. For now, the Warriors are trying to surprise everyone and make a deep playoff run. However, making it to the second round would be a big win for them, but with a top 10 player of all time like Steph Curry on the roster, they need a serious upgrade. The problem is, Jonathan Kuminga just isn't enough for them, but there's still some fun happening early in this season. Have you seen the new shortest player in the NBA? Not only is this kid tiny, but he's also Ja Morant's new best friend. Yuki Kawamura is just the third Japanese-born player in the league, and his story is incredible, especially if he manages to break out. As the Golden State Warriors look to make another run at the title, it's clear that internal tension could become a major factor. The mix of fresh faces, evolving personalities, and the pressure on players like Jonathan Kuminga may lead to some difficult decisions ahead, but the team's chemistry, led by the steady leadership of Steph Curry, will be key to maintaining their title hopes. The question is, will they be able to handle these challenges, or will the tension cause them to stumble when it matters most? What do you think? Could these issues shake up the Warriors' championship aspirations, or will they find a way to overcome the obstacles? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for being with us through this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your subscription helps us continue creating quality content for you.